In the late 60s, Mopar faced intense competition, particularly from cars like the Camaro Z28 and the Pontiac GTO. Despite success with full-size muscle cars such as the Plymouth GTX, Mopar aimed to tap into an overlooked market. Hence, the Plymouth Road Runner was born, with a clear focus on the affordable mid-size and youth segment. So impressed by its popularity, Dodge Division General Manager Robert McCurry tasked his design team with crafting their own version and utilising the Coronet platform as its foundation. They swiftly developed and launched their own budget-friendly performance car. This car will be known as the Super V and premiered at the 1968 Detroit Auto Show. The name came from senior designer Harvey J. Wynn, whose suggestion was brilliant in its simplicity. He named it the Super V in reference to the B-body platform used and the intended super performance that the car would have. Unlike Plymouth, who paid Warner Brothers for Road Runner licensing, Dodge found inspiration in its own Scat Pack and Bumblebee emblem. For 1968, it was offered solely as a two-door pillar coupe, receiving a custom black grille and taillight design, along with distinctive badges, a power bulge hood, and what would become its iconic twin Bumblebee stripes circling its tail. The 68 Super V came standard with a 383 Magnum, a new version of the standard 383 V8 that borrowed heavily from the 440 Magnum, using the bigger engine cylinder heads, camshaft, exhaust manifolds and a Carter 4-barrel carburettor with an unsilenced air cleaner, giving an output of 335 horsepower through a A833 4-speed manual transmission. However, performance-orientated buyers could opt for the 426 Hemi V8 with two 4-barrel Carters. This added 33% to the car's cost, but it also offered 425 horsepower through an A833 4-speed manual transmission with Hurst Competition Plus shifter and linkage for a more precise gear selection. The dash cluster with rally gauge package, code A62, was borrowed from the Dodge Charger. Road Runner shared the same base level dash as a slant 6 Belvedere station wagon. Standard interior was pleated vinyl front bench seats and door panels, but buckets were optional. One big difference between the 68 Road Runners and Super Vs was no hardtops for the V. Regardless, Dodge's last-minute effort snagged 7,841 customers and launched the Super V onto the market, but the Super V would still be outsold 6-1 to the Road Runner. Dodge executives remained satisfied with sales, and although the car retained its overall body, in 1969 notable changes were implemented, starting with adding a hardtop to the lineup. A new twin-scooped air induction hood called the Ram Charger, code N96, was introduced and would be standard on all Hemi cars. The Ram Charger system featured two large hood scoops, an underhood air plenum and a switch to select between warm and cold air. In addition, this year saw updates to the front grille, which now showcased the Bumblebee emblem, along with a redesigned rear end. The Super Vs also got larger rear wheel openings and the iconic Bumblebee tail stripe, though now it will be a single bang. In addition, it was offered in a variety of colours, including high impact options such as Sublime and Hemi Orange. Customers also got three engine options, the base 383 Magnum and the 426 Hemi from 68, but notably introducing the A12M code cars. Dodge engineers took the existing 440 V8 Magnum and replaced a single Carter 4-barrel with three Holly 2-barrels on an Elderbrook aluminium high-rise manifold, creating a Dodge 446 pack or 446 barrel in Plymouth speak. The centre carb only was used for normal driving, but slamming on the go fast pedal opened up all three for a combined 1,375 CFM rush. You also got black steel wheels with high performance G70x15 tyres, heavy duty 11-inch drum brakes and a heavy duty Dana 60 rear axle with a 4:10:1 rear gear ratio, making the Super V one of the fastest cars on the road. The 440 came with a lift-off hood made of matte black finished fiberglass with 4 NASCAR tie-down pins and a large centrally moulded air scoop with 6-pack shout-outs on both sides. Ordering this A12 option would put an M in the 5th slot of the VIN, giving these special order Super Vs the moniker A12M code cars. The standard transmission offered was the A833 4-speed manual, yet not all customers favoured manuals. Those preferring automatics could opt for the column-shifted A727 torque flight 3-speed for an additional $39.30. The manual cars were fitted with a Hurst Competition Plus shifter with Hurst linkage, offering better shifting than the inline shifter and linkage fitted to the Road Runners. Standard with a 323-to-1 rear axle or optional 354-to-1, 355-to-1, 391-to-1 or the 410-to-1 rear gears. 69 Super Bs came standard with the power bulge hood, black steel 14-inch wheels without hubcaps but with chrome lug nuts and F70/14 tyres. The interior again featured the Charger dash and vinyl front bench seats was standard, with the option of foam padded vinyl trim bucket seats and a 3-spoke steering wheel. Notable extra cost features were the fender top turn signal indicators, vinyl roof and bumper guards. Total sales were 27,846 or 19,644 hardtops as opposed to 8,202 pillar coupes, a more than threefold increase over 1968. For 1970, Dodge introduced a new look for the Super Bee known as fuselage styling, which stirred up controversy, and unlike the Road Runner, there was still no convertible option. Starting up front, the cars had a new front end that featured quad headlights set in dual split grille segments, each ringed with a chrome bumper referred to as bumblebee wings, with their B emblem planted smack in the centre. Finishing off these revisions was a new tail, consisting of twin trapezium-shaped lamps separated by a brushed aluminium centre panel. Buyers could also order either the single band bumblebee stripe or the new C stripes, both with circular Super Bee decals, and for the first time a spoiler was optional. A new hood with a centerline crease and a mock power bulge was added, while the functional Ram Charger layout remained as an option and was still standard on Hemis. The twin recesses on each rear quarter panel, ahead of the rear wheel arches that had been a feature since '68, were replaced by a single rectangular one, and dummy rear fender scoops were not standard. Inside the B, things stayed bare bones with the Charger rally gauge cluster and vinyl bench seats. Vinyl buckets were again optional, as were a hood-mounted tachometer, a choice of radio and a centre console. The standard engine was a 383 Magnum V8 4-barrel, but now fitted with a Holly 4-barrel carburetor. The A12 package was dropped, although the 446 pack remained as a standalone engine option, and once again the 426 Hemi represented the top offering. In 1970, the A230 3-speed manual transmission replaced the A833 4-speed as standard in an effort to reduce pricing. However, unlike the robust Borg-Warner T85 3-speed, the A230 box was near its load limit with the standard 335 horsepower 383 big block engine. Consequently, it wasn't available on the 446 pack or the Hemi. Instead, buyers had the option of either the A833 manual transmission with 11-inch centre force dual friction clutch and new for 1970 Hurst pistol grip shifter, or the Torque Flight A727 automatic for those who wanted one less pedal. The A727 was also available on the 383 Magnum. Hemi's got a 9 3/4-inch Dana 60 unit with a 351-to-1 ratio, with an optional Super Track pack offering 410-to-1 and a Sure Grip limited slip diff. The standard braking system was 10-inch hydraulic drums on all wheels, with optional 11-inch power-assisted front discs. Hemi-equipped cars with a Sure Grip differential required the front disc brakes. Standard wheels were 14-inch Steelies with F70/14 tyres, but buyers could opt for the Chrysler iconic 15-inch rally wheels paired with a Goodyear Polyglass F60/15 tyres. Other new performance enhancements included the Cruncher and the Believer options. Due to various factors including rising insurance rates for performance cars and fuel prices, sales had dropped. Following the sale of nearly 15,000 units, 1970 marked the final year for the original Super Bee series, and Chrysler's decision to restrict the Coronet line to 4-door sedan and station wagon models led to its transfer onto the Charger platform, the updated B-body, in 1971. Since the Charger RT already existed, the Super Bee would be positioned as the budget performance model in the Charger lineup. Standard with a 383 Magnum V8 at 300 horsepower, down 35 horsepower from 1970 due to detuning. 3-speed floor shifter, black finished power divulged hood, body stripes, Super B decals and a Charger 500 interior except with front bench seats. Still optional was a 446 pack and a 426 Hemi. 1971 was also the first time a small block V8, the 340 with 4-barrel carton was offered on the Super B. The Super B also came standard with rally suspension package, including heavy-duty torsion bars, heavy-duty rear springs, sway bar and heavy-duty shocks, 14-inch wheels with F70x14 tyres and dual exhausts, and inside the rally instrument cluster and all vinyl front split back bench seat. Optional were exhaust bright tips, also known as machine gun tips, but due to noise emission laws were not available in California. The N96 option, Ram Charger hood, was still available, but had transitioned into the air grabber style. The 1971 Super B is particularly rare, with just 5,054 units produced. The Super B was discontinued for decades due to challenges like oil prices and insurance rates, though it maintains a dedicated following and commands high prices at auctions, despite not achieving the fame of its inspiration, the Plymouth Road Runner. However, the Super B would return, and that's another story.